Me.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Good
Um,
evening, sir.
naay wala pa naka-present diri no last meeting.
Yes, sir.
Ay,
Yes, sir.
sige, you can start kung kinsay gusto mag-una maka-present and then we will continue on our discussion then sa chapters 1 and 2 for our submission. Sige. Si Ma'am Lai lang siguro una. Lion Colin Oyster Carbonate. Thank you. You proceed, ma'am. Thank you. Take your time. Bye-bye.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. So here is my risk evaluation assessment report. Wait lang po. So for the industry that I am working right now, I am with a roofing system installation. So basically, one of the biggest problem that we are facing on site is um, material lifting for roofing work. So, dinharagid ka to yung ang common hazards and risk nga ka-encounter na ko. So, this activity includes a lifting of materials from ground level to roof level using manual handling, hoist, and pulley system. So, here are the three common hazards that are encountered on site. So, number one, we have here falling materials. Potential risk includes injury or fatality to workers below. And we also have here equipment failure, which causes crashing, injuries, and drop loads. For the fall naman po, potential risk may be serious injury or death. So for the risk level naman po, I have here a tabulated results. And sa ako ang paper na po makita yung computation and such. So, most probably, the highest or the most significant hazard usually is equipment failure and fall. For the control measures, I have here three. So first is to use tow boards, debris, nets, and exclusion zones that secure load properly. And I also have here, sorry, fall protection with proper positioning po. And of course, regular inspection, following load limits and proper planning as well as supervision. So, narrow dito hierarchy. First is the elimination. So, probably by using prefabricated roofing component sa ground level pa lamang, mas malikan na to ang mga problems ngayong ani. Under substitution, use lighter materials when feasible, if applicable lang naman. And for the engineering controls, we have here debris nets, mechanical devices, guardrails, edge protection, and catch platforms. Under administrative naman, of course, toolbox meeting, having a safety manager officer, and a restrict access. And we also have here PPE po. For the residual risk, after implementing controls, risk reduced to low to medium provided procedures are strictly followed. So for the recommendations po, to conduct regular safety audits, provide continuous training on lifting and roofing safety, use certified lifting equipment, and update risk assessment periodically. Under monitoring naman po, of course, inspect all lifting materials before use, monitoring hazard assessment, maintaining clear communication, and ensuring proper training to workers, and of course, emergency preparedness. So I think that's it for my hazard assessment po. Thank you.
Na ako'y ask, Ma'am Lai, kani bitong imo residual risk, unsa correct ani from reduce to low to medium? What did
Yes po, from high po. So, na siya sa low to medium po. Ako na siyang
duha ka buok,
gi-generalize.
ang imo ang fit
Yes
dili
po.
siya pwede may imong low or pwede medium ra gyud siya.
Out. Yes,
What makes it
possible.
nahimo siya
Low to medium po siya, sir, kasi may mga ano po talaga, inevitable po talaga siya na mga circumstances. Tapos, gi-general lang nako siya, sir, na low to medium kay duha, bali tulod to siya akong gi-indicate, but ang duha ato is same ra og results. So, from
Okay,
medium
oras
na low
yung
siya, and then from high na medium is
gi-interpret bali nimo.
yes po. Yes po.
Gusto ka ni ma'am? Candy. Okay, thank you na ma'am Lino. At tuloy dito ka event.
Thank you, sir.
Anyways, let's proceed. Thank you. Let's proceed to kisa pa wala pa?
Ako, sir. Good,
Sige sir.
good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. So, this is my risk assessment report. Sa ako na previous work, ang hazard found is exposure to chemical and particulate materials which is related gyapon sa ako at tong previous natin mga activities. So, nga ang mga pictures na posible nga na ay mga risk sa exposure to chemical and particulate materials. Then you have the long-term respiratory problems such as asthma and chronic bronchitis which can lead to death. Tapos napoy short-term respiratory problems such as cough, nasal or sinus irritation and shortness of breath. Then the skin and eye irritation if dili mag-aware ng safety goggles and kanang mga sa mga cream or unsa ba. So pwede magka-rashes, mag-itching tapos sa eye irritation pag ma-pulling kung ambot sa mapuwing ba. So madaot ang ang vision sa sa workers which can lead to posible kung pag madaot ang vision, posible nga ma-stumble siya sa iyagi trabahoan or basig mas mo worsen hanon ang ang effect, no? So the likelihood rating for this long-term respiratory problems possible, then severity rating catastrophic because it can lead to death, and then the risk level is very high since it is 15. Awan ako napakita tong tong table sa pero murag same raman sa gi-copy lang nako tong sa mga example sa And then the control measures, you have health monitoring, conduct regular medical checkups, strict PPE enforcement to ensure consistent use of respirators and protective clothing. Engineering controls, enclosed process or use local exhaust ventilation, and the policy implementation, limit long-term exposure by job rotation and task scheduling. So, if na ay mga tao nga na-assign ana nga mas maayo if i-rotate para dili siya exposed kaayo sa sa workplace nga na ay chemical hazards. Then sa short-term respiratory problems, you have the likelihood rating. Mostly gid mahitabo anang ubhon ka kung naa ka sa sa makasimhot ka og abog or sa bang na chemical. So 4, and then severity rating moderate 3. So the rest level is high. You have the control measures, respiratory protection, provide N95, so specific yun yan N95 mask or respirators where dust, fumes, or chemicals are present. Then work rotation, same sa previous nga diri sa and then dust control. Use water spraying dust extraction systems or barriers. So kung grabe kaabog ang workplace, mas maayo if bason na lang sa kung delikado kung bason para mo minimize ang mga dust. Then you have the skin and eye irritation, likelihood rating, likely 4 ang iya rating kay mas prone gid ka or mas dali ka mapuwing kung dili ka mag-use of safety goggles. Then severity rating minor since dali raman siya dali raman siya maagapan. And then risk level to medium 8. Ang control measures, you have personal protective equipment. You can ensure workers wear goggles, long sleeve clothing, and safety goggles or face shields. Then barrier creams, use protective creams when handling irritants, and hygiene practices. Encourage washing hands and exposed skin after handling materials. So sa pictures, kung makita nato diri sa pictures, kani mao'y common gyud nga mga panghitabo sa workplace nga dili kaayo pag nag-paint wa lang, basta lang napintalan ang trabaho, dili na mag-wear og mask. Nakadumdum ko ani ni tatay, ipangutanan nako, "Tay, basig pwede ka mag-mask ana kay lain man ang kuan, lain man ang baho ana." Nasya, "At okay, okay ra na ner kay dugay naman ko sige kuan pintal diri, okay ra man ang baho." Kani pod isa diri, since nag-apply ni siya og epoxy sa kuan crack, pag manilhig siya, limpyuhan man niya ang surface, wa nay mask ana, basta masiligan lang. So grabe ang abog. Then kani sa internet lang nako nagikuha kay kuan kanang dugang lang sa picture kay wa na ko lain picture. Then kaning nagpintal pod bisag nagka bulitsing na iyang kamot sa paint, wa lang siya pakialam. Then kaning isa ang worst gyud kay ang index finger ang iya gigamit pag apply sa solvent. So medyo delikado no kay pwede madaot ang ato skin. So final recommendation, workers should be provided with appropriate PPE and trained on their correct usage, because bisag pag i-provide nato ang PPE, if dili kabalo mo gamit ang kuan ang workers, dili ka ma-maximize ang kuan usage ng kuan PPE. Engineering controls such as local exhaust ventilation and dust suppression systems should be implemented to reduce airborne exposure. Regular site inspections and enforcement of safety protocols will further minimize the likelihood of incidents. Health monitoring and regular medical checkups should also be incorporated to detect early signs of occupational illness. Finally, it is recommended that the site management adopts a culture of safety by emphasizing continuous training, risk awareness, and strict adherence to safety procedures. Job rotation and limitation of exposure duration for high-risk tasks can reduce long-term health impacts. And I think that's all for my risk assessment report, sir. Thank you.
Asa sige padulong sir, gikan sa I o dito sa
Gikan sa very high
very high to
to medium ang ako answer pag arrange.
check. Thank you. Next, please. Sige, can start Engineer Datoy. Thank you.
Okay, sir. That's ko lang, sir. Makita na lang ang screen, sir. Hello? Makita na, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. So for tonight, I'll be presenting my risk assessment report, and this time since dili mo ko construction so ako ang field ay ako ang ginatrabaho, so sa workplace nag-focus ako sa ako ang office na koan risk assessment. So this time ang ako focus sa research kasi ako I don't know if tama akong term na researcher, but as a assessor as take assess ang akong focus dari is ang DPWH new multi-purpose building, since this is the newest building na among gina-build na-build within the DPWH regional office compound. So sukad mo sa pagbali na mo diya regarding the arrangement regarding the electric, since ang among office is ang electrical outlet is naka floor mounted na. So pag abot mo dadto, pagbalhin na mo, so ang naitabo ang among mga lamisa, wala ang mga cubicles, wala nagkatugma sa kung unsay giset na design for the kuan. So ang uban daghan sa ang na part sa mong opisina naghihimong hallway ato siya nga kan gihimong aisle pero dito nga aisle na ay mga floor mounted na mga electrical outlets. So whenever whenever na ay agi, so possible na ma-tip siya basin pag naka-close na uban yun magka-trip sa ato nga mga electrical outlets. So the scope of my assessment is first is the floor mounted uh, electrical and land outlets, particularly those serving office tables and modular cubicles. Internal wirings, no, systems of workstations is niyo pa kayo so ang among building daghan pa ka ang among mga gamit na ginagamit is dito pa sa mga karaan namon na office. So kumbaga wala ginag naghaom ang among mga bag-ong sa mga gamit ay ang bagong nga building sa mga karaan ng mga gamit. So sa hazard category considered is of course natay physical hazards and then natay electrical hazard, ergonomic hazard, and operational hazard. Now for the hazard identification, first is since ako naman na-mention, the first na hazard na ako is a floor-mounted outlet. So kasagara ka kay hazard and is tripping incidents and physical injuries. And then floor outlets in use, just like this one, no? Since na-mention man ako, kung murag ka na bitang, ang among cubicle, wala siya na, di siya fit sa kung say design sa among mga kuan, sa floor-mounted, no? Arrangements of floor-mounted outlets sa among building. So ang kakitabo, ang outlet na-adapted sa kani instead na nasa sa ilalom sa table, migawas siya. So kung kinsay mo agi ato nga part sa iyang kilid, no? So matip. So possible na say pinaka-worst, ma-electrocute, no? Or matumba. And then, electrical outlets, no? Naiuban, tungod kay ang number of electrical outlet, no? Floor mounted outlets, wala ni haumpod sa number of employees nga na ato nga office. So ang tendency is mag-extension wire. So itabo ingani ka kay tabo sa mga office ron, no, dagan kaayo og mga connections. So possible siya sa electrical explosion or whatever, no. And then sa mga cubicle wirings, no, dili kay arrange ang amo dili kay arrange gid ang among mga wirings sa among office sa karon kini so I think kina-request pa ang among bago nga table pero ambot lang kung makakuan pa ba ito, matuman pa ba ito tungkol sa budgeting ron. And then for the control measures, no, in the engineering controls, so first is installation of recess or heavy duty for outlets, and then relocation or redesign of not totally nga redesign but I think is dili naman gid na mautro ang amo ang kuan ang mga floor mounted na mo ginaalang among bungkagon ng building or bungkagon na ang i-layout i-change ako i-layout is ang amo ang mga tables na mo. And then so dapat magpalit ni o ng haom sa kung say arrangement sa among mga outlets, floor mounted outlets. And then installation of cable trays, no? Ang among mga cable, mga LAN na mo, no, gakasipa-sipaan, uban extension, no? So uban gaka-trip gid at tungod ana, no? Use of floor cable protectors of temporary routing, and then provision of dedicated electrical points for working stations. And then for the administrative controls, no, implementation of office layout standardization policy, and then strict provision of wiring across walkways, and then conduct of regular electrical safety inspection, then scheduling of supervision in furniture rearrangement training. And then for the eliminating substitutions, so minimize use of floor. So sa mga since hindi naman naman ma-change ang among office na manggid na built-in naman gid ang mga floor. So if ever nga naay mga kuan in the future na bag-ong office na mo. So I suggest na i-minimize ang paggamit sa mga floor mounted. And then replace temporary wiring systems with permanent installations. And then for the risk assessment result, no, since mo ako hazard na identify tripping due to exposed outlets, tripping due to loose wirings, electrical shock from poor wiring, fire due to overloading, and outlet damage from impact. The outlet damage impact, muna napili gin ako ni mga cancer is because last December man yata na nibuto nga parts amo ang kuan. Kay tungod lagi nga wala siya nahaom ang among mga cubicle sa kung sa arrangement sa amo ang arrangement sa kani from mounted na electric ay ani outlets kung that time bago pa mi nag-rearrange so nahintabo sa sige sibog-sibog sa mga table na murag na push niya ang among kuan bita ang mga floor mounted so nahitabo murag tungod sa pressure di buto so tungod bitaw sa pag-push ay pagbira sa mga table naigo niya ang floor mounted na outlet so nibuto so that time at least spark na gid siya so ibale that's already a hazard no kani sa mo at that time so we all know na pag mingon tag electricity grabe kay na siya ma-consider na hazard kay sa tagani sorry okay bago pa ko digdagan-dagan ako okay ang result sa our risk assessment result is all of these are high basis na ang computations is dito sa ako ang report. And then for the conclusion, the assessment identified critical safety risks associated with floor-mounted outlets and disorganized wiring system within the office. And then the recurrence of electrical incidents, including sparking and minor explosions, confirms the presence of systemic design and operation deficiencies. Immediate implementation of engineering controls supported by the administrative measures is strongly recommended to prevent future incidents. As atong last year na mo nalibuto ang isa sa mga floor-mounted namo. And then ensure compliance with OSH standards, protect personnel and government property. And I think that that's all of the presentation.
So what is the residual risk? So na nabili from high to
Sir?
what is the residual risk from high to what kuana after giving the control measure? Nabutangan mo?
Wala na ako nabutin dali sa way.
I-add na lang nimo ha after
sige.
putting the kuan you try to put some residual risk. Thank you.
Okay, sige sir.
Okay, let's move on to the next presenter, please. Thank you. Sige, sir, you can proceed po.
Ako ba, sir? Okay. Thank you. Share na ako, sir. Okay, good evening, I mean. Klaro ba? Anyway, ma-zoom in na sa mga.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Especially to you, sir. Supposedly, last week na ako mag-present but I chatted sir na meron. And for now, I changed my topic based dun sa mga niagi naton nga gibuhat, since my topic was focusing on the current situation that I am in, which is as an instructor, and it was difficult for me to assess a risk since about psychosocial, no? So I changed my topic based on my um, experience before, hazard risk assessment report in the construction of the smart building in our university necessary settings. No? Di lang siguro kadayo maklaro diri ang ang location, but for now sige lang. Based on the pictures, there are 7 pictures, and there are also seven possible outcomes that I have come up, that I've came up. The possible outcomes are letter A, walking on reinforcement without proper platform. So based on this picture, the first one, no, there's no naglantaw dito. Ako sad wala murag wala ko kabantay or wala ko ka-assess kadayaw kung unsay kulang dito. But based on this observation, workers and inspectors are working directly on steel rebars without be some imbalance or unbalance when you are or unstable since there's an unstable platform, there will be imbalance, and because of that there will be a likelihood there are some risks na to na or injuries na to na ma-encounter or ma-experience during that time. So likelihood is 4, then it's likely based on the description that I've presented or I've chosen. Then the severity is 4, which is considered as the major na sila. Then risk score, which is very high, no? So based on that, di na siguro na ako discuss ang uban pa, but let's look at the matrix or the table that I've made. Okay. Risk classifications. No, for risk classifications, I'm basing for the risk matrix. What is a risk matrix? It is the product of the severity and the likelihood. So based on this table, we have a severity 5 or 1 to 5, and also the likelihood 1 to 5. The product of these numbers are these tabulated figures or tabulated numbers. So if the value is 25, so it belongs to the classification very high ang level niya. So kung ano score nato sa severity and likelihood naman siya, then stop work until controlled. No? So since very high niya risk, so the work must be stopped. Then for 11 to 15, we have a medium, I mean high, then immediate action. So may nato if we are the inspector or kitang gatanaw. Then 6 to 10, medium or apply controls. Then 1 to 5, low or acceptable monitor. No? Let's go back to the possible outcomes. No? For letter B, lack of proper PPE. No? So it is very common during, especially sa construction. No? This letter B. So kung kita nga na, so wala mga protective measures. Wala ka chinilas da. Diba, no? Isa na nga na, dili sa daya wala sad ko naka-solve og proper attire. Kung ako ni kasi magmatinga mo ako ni. So, siyempre, because of this, 'di ba, yawa kita sa site. So, exposed ang site are 'di ba, there are some rebars na iton mga tie wires na yakatunga siya. So, it is really important for us to protect ourselves, no, kay basin ma-injure kita tapos matitanos pagayan. Then for letter C, we have a working at height without edge protection. So it is very common for us, especially in the construction, no? Wala jud tayo makita usually bisan gani sa iguro sa ibang nga lugar or sa mga developed or urbanized places, no? Yon mga protective barriers nga nasa kilid. Nasa important. Why is it important for us to put those barriers? Siyempre para maprotektahan ang mga trabahante nga na or ang mga workers na dili sila madabas ngadto, no? Para murag siya. Then for letter D, we have exposed reinforcing bars. So as what I have said, in a construction, there are many rebar nga construction, labi na yung proper gyud na pagka bantay, no? So there are some rebars na ginakabiran gid nila. Nasa importansya kung sa iyo no, kasama diyon. Namo base matusok kita. Wala to mahibaw eh. Kay during the detailing of the rebars, pwede kita malabusot nga na. Then if there is a rebar na utod nga na, basin kita matusok, no? Di na kan siguro na ako i-discuss medyo ang kay may summary ngayon sa likelihood and severity and risk score, no? So for letter E, manual handling of concrete hose. So as what we can see here, no? Yaw na siguro pag mutanaw sa bakoy nila pagkahawidan hose siguro kaingon ko nga murag dili ko kadayo confident nga sakto ba ang paghawid niya, no? So based on that, the observation, a worker is handling the concrete hose in an unstable posture. So unstable posture. So since we are civil engineer, we must keep the concrete in a much more kumbaga quality na type. So kung dili siya proper pag-handle, maybe pag-vibrate sa using that concrete, I mean using that concrete hose, mas hindi siya kadayo ma-meet na to ang quality no. So the proper posture. Then for letter F, slippery surface during concrete pouring. So as what you can see here, no, waray kadayo talang in a platform na matungtungan nila. So slippery. Kung slippery, it is expected that may slide gayon. Because of that slide, no, ma-injured ang mga workers. Then for last picture, improper work platform. So as what I've said, kung waray kadayo madayo na platform, no, based on this picture, grabe siya kayagaw, no, murag dili sa plaster ang pagkatrabaho, not organized. So if the workplace is not organized, it will affect the quality of the product, no, sa ganyan siya. So it is important for us to maintain the platform so that the workplace will be organized. Okay, based on that findings or outcomes na nakita, no, there are control measures na nabuhat, no. Engineering controls, I siya install guardrails and to boards to controls. As what I've said earlier, it is important for us to install guardrails. Provide stable and secured working platforms, as what I've said, because it is important for us to organize the workplace for the quality. Install rebar safely caps to prevent ailments. Itong ilang ko sa iyo, itong mga rebars na exposed siya kadayaw, it must be covered, no? Like mabutang kita ng caps na. Provide designated walkways instead of walking on reinforcement. So walkways, it is somewhat like a platform na sa mga detailed na mga gipan-detail na to na mga rebars since it is really dangerous, no. Administrative controls, conduct daily toolbox meetings to increase awareness. So based on my experience in this site, di na ako lang siguro mag-mention, no. I've experienced na wala ka lang magkasinabot ang contractor and administrative personnel, no, kay naglali sila para ang isa sa importante na yaoy administrative control is for us to maintain the detailing, labi na kung sa kabilya or sa kabilyada sa rebars. Kaya kung wala sagod kadayo communications with the contractors and the administrative personnel, probably di magkasinabot o ang plano di masunod, no. Kung dili na lamang ato ang risk anato tanawon. And the future events might be there is a possibility na because of the improper detailing, mas dako na risk ang mahitabo, no, like during earthquake, no. Kung dili masunod ang kuan based sa code, then mas mutaas ang risk nato, no. Then for the PPE, we all know that there are PPE sa kuan, no. During construction, it is important for us to to reduce the risk that we might experience during construction. Based on that, the outcomes, no, possible outcomes na nakita. So this is the summary for risk assessment, no. Number one, based on the pictures, no, grabe siya kapuha. So very high siya because of the risk score from the severity and the likelihood, product 16, so very high siya. So may tulong ko siya pag very high siya, no, it needs to be stopped, no, ang work. Then sa number 2, same isab sa lack of proper PPE. So grabe gid ni of course, it is expected na ang risk score is much higher, no? So, very high gapon siya. Pero sa ato, based on our experience, di siya nato sagdahon na, no? Unay kakuwangan nato. So, I am also guilty when it comes to that. For number 3, working at a height without edge protection. So, may guardrails dapat, no? So, high siya. Then, for number 5, number 5 na kayo ang pinaka baba, medium. Manual handling of concrete house. So, of course, dili siya kadaya ko risky, no? So, from that, there is a residual, I mean, there is a because of the counter measures, no? Ini siya ng mga risk, this risk have been reduced, no? Amo na siya. Number 1, medyo himo na siya na medium, no? Tungod dito mga control measures na nakita. Then number 2, medium na sa number 4 and 5, himo na siya na low, no? Sa rebar impalement tas concrete hose handling. So, for summary, amo na kanina ikalang kung may summary, although may summary dili na ako gibutang, pero ina lang, no. Siguro for us, labi na sa mga yag trabaho sa construction, no. I think siguro it is important for us again to look at the workplace, no. Magtanaw kita kung unit pwede maka-cause ng risk kay basin simbako, no. May mahitabo, di na nato ra ba mabalik, no. Basin mamasol-masol kita, no. Kanino kibali magtudtudan sino kibali ang, no. So kung isa kita na mga isa kita na membro or isa kita kibali na part sa project, it is also our accountability, no, na gaya to ini neglect sa ato mga duties, no. So hazards or para ma-minimize ang mga accidents. I think, sir, that's all for my report. Thank you.
Thank you ang comprehensive report, Sir Vince. And sige, who else are not yet done for presentation? Okay, can proceed. Ma'am Jessie.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. So this is my risk assessment report in a building construction. So ang akong gibutang diri no kining i-worker, so makita nato diri i-worker using an angle grinder during metal fabrication without adequate protection. So kini nga scenario ay one of the common cases nga makita nato sa site wherein nagpakita lang siya no nga dili safety ang paghihimo sa worker while doing the activity kay wala siya personal protective equipment man lang. Then makita po nato sa workplace nga naay mga butang diha no na maka-cause og hazard while doing the activity. So for the possible outcomes because of kanang inyang gihimo no na naggamit sa og grinder without adequate protection, so possible nga maka-cause og injury injury during the activity kay paggamit sa grinder na nay mga sparks, so possible nga moadto sa iyang mata. Then burns from hot metal fragments, so makita nato wala man lang siya safety gloves. So that is why possible pud nga makuha ang iyang skin, no, and kanang iyang gisuot dili pud proper sa iyang activity or sa iyang ginahimo. Then cuts or amputations from grinder contact. So again, makita nato nga wala siya nagsuot og gloves, so possible nga mosamad siya tungod sa kanang iyang grinder nga gihawidan. Then also fire hazards from sparks. Kay makita nato sa picture naay mga wire diri na nagkanat to, so possible nga mudakop na siya og kayot gikan sa spark sa grinder. So for the risk evaluation, So ang akong likelihood natay 4, then for the severity natay 3. So the contributing factors, so mao to wala siya PPE, wala siya face shield, then ang iyang working posture pod, and also katong scattered electrical cables nga pwede maka-cause og fire during the activity. So for the residual risk or for the control measures, first the elimination or substitution. So use pre-cut materials when possible para dili na ta fabricate on site. So pwede ta or pwede para dili na ta mag-cut on site. So pwede kuha na lang ta og pre-cut materials if possible. So for engineering controls, install grinder guards. So para ma-prevent nato ang accidents nga katong mga cause og cuts or amputations tungod sa grinder contact. And also maintain safe distance from flammable materials. We all know nga nice sparks gid ang grinder, no? So possible gid sa maka-cause og fire. Then for administrative controls, conduct safety trainings and keep workspace clean and organized. So naman ko yung mga workers nga although gina-providean sila og PPE but tungod sa kagahi sa ilang ulo or wala sila kasayon unsaon paggamit ang PPE para effective or efficient siya. So we need to conduct safety trainings para pod i-guide sila sa proper use sa atong mga PPEs, and also unsaon pag-prevent sa accidents nga pwedeng mahitabo sa site, no. So para productive pud ang activity or ang trabaho nga ilang gina-perform. Then for the residual risk after applying the control measures, so pwede nato mapaubsan ang likelihood to 2, and ang severity na maintain lang siya sa 3 possible. Then ang risk level from high ganiha sa atong risk evaluation, which is 12, pwede nato paubsan sa 6. So moabot siya sa moderate. So for the final recommendation, enforce full PPE compliance. So kinahanglan gid nga mo-comply ta sa PPE or the use of personal protective equipment para malikayan nato ang possible nga mga accidents nga mahitabo no during this activity. And keep fire extinguisher nearby. So para sa possible nga, let's say during cutting of metal or katong atong mga gamit sa pag-fabricate sa duol. Then conduct regular safety inspections. So I think that is all for my sir, risk assessment report.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Jesse May. Kuan man gid kayo. Pasensya sir, abi na ko bias. Thank you sir, good reporting. Any other? Wala pa naka-report. Sige, don't forget to submit your output for your kuan. So let's proceed to the discussion of our concept, no. I hope that you will be able to kanang get the points sa ato ang activities, and then this point of time I will be sharing you my discussion relating to what do you call this one, making of concept. Allow me to share my screen. So I hope klaro sa inyo ako ang kuan. Or this is research or say project 1, which is about the chapters 1 and 2. So for our lecture series, let's begin to discuss about the chapter 1, which is the introduction. class orientation. This is part of our concept proposal. So it includes the background of the study, statement of the problem, objectives of the study, conceptual framework, significance of the study, scope and limitation, and definition of terms. So for the introduction, so in this part of your chapter 1, the introduction seeks to provide an overview of the research problem and the scope and limitations of proposed study. It includes a justification for doing such a research, and it composed of the following subsection. We have the background, statement, problem, significance, scope, and objectives. For the background of the study, this is the first subsection of in the introduction. So its purpose is to provide the background of the research problem or a brief description of the existing real-world problem that is to be addressed by the research study. This discipline, so which the research problem belongs. The background gives a general information concerning the research problem. Usually has something to do with an observed problem in its proper perspective. This portion usually includes the processes and concepts relevant to the study. The background gives a general information concerning the research problem, and it is usually something to do with an observed problem in its proper perspective. No? Balik siya. Okay, next. For the statement of the problem, no? The statement of the problem gives a specific description of what the research hopes to answer. It is usually written in a clear, concise, and unambiguous term. So, for more example, no, you can visit the library. There are lots of example of statement of the problem. And the objectives, no, this objectives, it is about the direction of the research. Its content includes the statements of the results that the research is expected to achieve. As a matter of presentation, the following are usually observed. No, objectives are written and listed from using numbers, letters, or any form of separators or identifiers. The infinitive form of verbs should be used, and the presentation should be neutral. Objectives may be classified as general or specific. No, in our case, no, sometimes na yung mga parts sa thesis or sa research nga, we are writing the general objectives, but in undergraduate thesis, we directly write the specific na objective. So if an objective is dependent or on another, clear presentation and distinction should be made. So objectives should be within the scope of problem, and only one topic should be addressed by an objective. So every part of the thesis, it should be connected to the first objective or the previous objectives. Next is the conceptual framework. A conceptual framework, as well as another concepts and empirical findings from the literature. It is the research study. A conceptual framework is typically a visual presentation, although it can also be written out. No, pwede na to siya isulat, but most likely it is a representation of the expected relationships and connections between various concepts, constructs, and variables. In other words, a conceptual framework visualizes how the researcher views as is typically based on aspects drawn from the theoretical framework or conceptual framework. So there is a relationship between the two. So in our case, no, sa college, no, So civil engineering practices the conceptual framework, which is what we call the IPO, or the input, process, and output. So more examples are available study. The general application explains how the research results will be utilized, and it may be also include the values that may be obtained from the research and contributions, practical or otherwise, that the or to the real world. So example, when we choose about structural, now what is its importance to the civil engineering world, to the community as well. Okay, so dagan significance of the study. The scope and limitation. The scope gives the limitations and delimitations of the study. It tells the extent to which the problem applies and the factors that are not being considered in the study. So, for example, ang inyong testing is ang iyong study is about material. So, your limitation talks about the limits, no? So, for example, you are doing material testing. So, other part of that specific research title will not be included because you have included in your scope of limitation that that is not part of the research study or the research. Definition of terms, it's either conceptual and operational. So for this specific part or items introduction, you are trying to describe or give a short description on a specific term. So if it is not if it is not clear, or if it is not normal or common, no common word or terms that is being used, no in a particular concept or aspect, it should be defined, no it should be defined. And it's either conceptual meaning there are bases, there are citation, there are specific references that you have called the definition. However, operational is somehow called from that it's conceptual, but it is not this, it will give you the purpose of how this word or terms will be used in your entire study. That is what we call operational. Now we are done with our chapter 1, which is the introduction. So you can now start writing your chapter 1. So for your chapter 2, the review of related literature. This is really a freedom of writing. Literature review talks about how you are going to relate the research title in order for us to determine really what is the gap of the study, or is it original, or somehow there are existing study but somehow you are able to create a gap because of the expected literature or the existing literature nga sa published nga journal. So for example, no, in this example, the topic sentence is about concrete hollow block. So for example lang ni, so sa imo ang under 2.1 is a definition of concrete hollow block, the design mixtures of concrete hollow block. So 2.2, so kung you can next you can add another item 2.2, maybe mixture. So 2.2 is about admixture. Then 2.2.1 is relating an item relating to admixture. So in this case, the review of related literature should be based on what you have written in your introduction. So for example, materials as an admixture or additive. So there is no such format, no, or as to how you will be able to write, no. It should be in accordance to the arrangement lang, ano, arrangement of the thought, no, of how you will be able to give the the storytelling, like how you will be able to come up, no, based on this literature. Then the last page of the literature will give you the idea on what is really the gap between or in the available literature. So in ang chapter 2, of course, with the guide of your advisor and so many on your advisor and somehow your panel later on. Okay, so that is for your chapter. Now, its function is to present the general status of the research in the area where the problem belongs. Usually, it has pertinent information, especially recent findings and knowledge gained related to the research being proposed. A general statement on the status of research literature on the subject is usually provided. This serves as a summative introduction. The main purpose in the context of graduate research is established in its originality, that is, the work proposed has not already been done. So for graduate, undergraduate, it should be original. Almost always something related has been done. The review organizes this, discusses them, and points out their limitations, some of which will be addressed in the research. A second purpose is to place the proposed research in the context, that is, to show its importance within a wider problem area. This must be established from the opinions of the others who define the context and identify the important unsolved problems. And third purpose is to compare methodological approaches to the research problem. There are almost always several ways to address a research problem, and here they are compared in order to justify the approach to be taken in the proposed research. Note that it may be combined aspects of several previous approaches. So the literature is available online, no? It can be journal articles, ISI journals, non-ISI journals, no? There are also available conference papers, book chapters, textbooks, technical reports, and web pages. So, no, you have to visit Google Scholar, no, or for some references, in order for you to write your chapter 2. So I think that would be our lecture series about the discussion in chapter 1 and chapter 2. For our next discussion, we will be talking about the specifications on how you will be able to come up with chapters 1 and 2. So that would be all. Thank you and good day. For a while lang ha. I'll be sharing you some other tips to do on the part of concept. this is since we are looking for a public journal, journal that is published. No? So what you are going to do, you just like have to go with my sharing. So I think my sharing is now visible. I think here, and so hopefully. So just go with the Google, no? Google and type Google Scholar, and here click and click also this one. And also, for example, you really wanted to have a title, for example, for materials testing, or for materials. Most likely the materials thesis is relating to uh, innovation in not only for concrete, no, but also for soil. So for example, for concrete, no, since it's really very basic, so most likely or most of your students knew how to do your referencing. So for example, cold fly ash. So I really wanted to do uh, concrete, no, coconut, coconut shell, not coconut shell, but maybe you can use cool na lang. This is the common cool fly ash as cold fly ash as cold fly ash as additive or replacement na lang. Replacement to cement in concrete production. Yeah. So if you have this one, then you will be able to see the different uh, classification of published journals about fly ash or cold fly ash. So here, so I have to select. No, our goal is to determine the we call that to determine the reference needed. So what I'm going to do is to stop share this one. Okay, it'd be better to share the all screen siguro. Mm, yes, yes. I think klaro. All screen yata. Sige. First is I have to visit my, for example, no, during my dissertation, I have to go with my paper. So, Kalibara, TTE. So, this is, no, this is how I name my paper. So, I have to, Kalibara, so example, that is an example. So, here, there is a lot of uh, by date and also revision. And this time, this is for hardball already. So I started my paper here from August, June, July, November, September, December up to I put here during my final defense and hardball. So let's just go with this one. For example, for final defense. So I have to open this one. Anak ko mag-names ako ang this is dissertation. So I think no, I have this one. No, this is my dissertation. So when you try to have this one, I have to go directly to my references. So this is my references. So this is an example how you are going to write the references also. So the first thing you are going to do is you have to enter this one. Example, this one is an example. So example in this version of first result about fly ash. When you try to look at the bottom part now, there is this quotation. You just click this one, and there are available format. No, so since we are doing the e-paper, just copy this one and put here. Control V So what I'm doing is control alt so that there will be no changes in unformatted. And yeah, this one. I just put here the Times New Roman and like that. So you have already this. Uh, have this format, no, for APA format. Now for your this design, there is available in YouTube, so you just visit YouTube. So nalaman po. Ikadua, for example, this is my second citation. Okay, just click here, copy again, and enter out, delete, informative. Yeah, and so on and so forth. So I have to save this one. So since I did this one, identify references. Okay, so this is how you are doing. So for the table of contents, nana ko share sa inyo ang about sa YouTube, no? Naroon na siya sa YouTube, no? Inyo ra na siyang mahimo. No, every time nga maghimo mo maghimo mo o table of contents, sila ni rin yung buhato. Mas dali siya. Okay? So, deselect this one. Deselect that. So, this one, so for your chapter 2, no, have you observed that there is 2.1, 2.2, 2.21 under that one? So, you just visit that one in order for you to do your table of contents. And I think that's it. So, I have to share also about how you're going to write your literature. Some of you say, so when you write for literature, part of your introduction is to introduce the idea of determining your topic. So after that one, you have to select, no? So in my case, so I have to be very specific on my study since I am studying about the civil engineering program in the Philippines and its relatedness to my study, which is about creation of laboratory manual. So this is how you are doing. So, okay. So kung you talk about testing also, since my topic is where's the topic? Yeah, utilization of creative as my base material. So base material. So ato ko sa chapter 2 na po. So chapter 2. Katong related na sa testing. Yeah, this one. So since I studied Manima Stone, so I put here Manima Stone, and under that one, what is the relatedness of about Manima Stone? For example, point 2, characteristics of Manima Stone. So 2.5, this time, this is not about the profiling approach Manima Stone, but this is about how Mangimaston being used as concrete aggregate. So you have to write here about fresh Mangimaston and its relatives. Also, after that one, since my 2.5 is since Crush Mangimaston is used as concrete aggregate, my study is about base. So this is the first time that Mangimaston is used as base, no, as part of the thesis, dissertation. So it's okay if you really wanted to use this. Sometimes the replacement says like this. At least part of that is a review of how this water is being used in that possible solution or innovation. And after that one, there is no 2.5.1. No, wala na ko nag-under, I just, gamay naman akong review, I am here the 2.6 innovation stabilizer since I am using or I am introducing a stabilizer, innovative stabilizers about the different stabilizers present. So in that case, here in the present study, so it's innovative, I have 2.6.1 here. So shredded face mask. So this one also is used as stabilizer 2.61. So of course, if I write 2.61, there is also 2.6.2. This time is Jesus ground. So this is 2.63, 2.64, 2.65 until nakakam up ko among the stabilizers. I have here the cement stabilizer, no? Here I already write here the cement. What's right? To the pit. Yeah, this one. Rice has slime, cement, and chemical stabilizer. So then, when I decided that stabilizers to use, I also include in 2.7, no, this another topic, use cement as stabilizer. Then I have to define again what is cement as stabilizer, characteristics 2.71. So of course, this is 2.72. Cement treated based strength paper. So what are those behavior when you try to use? So this is percentages used as stabilizer. So when you try to use this one, it's all over the world and also in the Philippines also. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's only the basic. No, in literature, there is no such thing um, different specific formatting. However, it should be the arrangement of the thought related to your topic. Ano lang siguro. So I have to stop share. Okay. Okay, good. Good evening once again, everyone. Do you have any questions? But to give you summary on what have been taught to you, when you talk about chapter one, it is more on how this problem being addressed or how it should be addressed from the introduction of your problem area. And so for instance, yeah, we're talking about safety, no wearing of PPE, and then how you're going to make uh, if an objective with that particular problem. So kung ato nang basihan, I'm sure no, you are already an engineers, and I'm sure you have experience from your undergrad na almost similar lang ang discussion. However, in this point in time, you are only doing it alone. So if you are familiar to uh, create some, then it's bonus for your end. But if you're going to check no ang imo ang output compared before is it is way different no. So I just hope that I have provided you what is the content of our chapter one and then the content of chapter two. So did I or have I did I give you the outline for chapter one? Mana ba? Naghatag na ko. I think naghatag na yata ako sa katong I think previous pa atong introduction of PIT. So anyway, kung if wala pa, I will provide it again uh, later. No, kung unsa tong content sa inyong chapter 1. So for your chapter 2, shortly, ang discussion lagi sa chapter 2 is that how you are going to sabi na, put narrative for a certain topic. So it starts with a general situation down to the narrow one. as to come up with how you come up with your chosen or proposed topic. So kana lang, no? For example, unsa kay yung topic nimo Marga, sa gito yung topic kali. Diba? Nako si Sir Marga diri. Wala silang activity. Si Kuan, Engineer Carbonilla. Unsa gito topic nimo sir?
Sa kwan sir, chemical hazard sir, tong risk assessment.
Okay. Okay, risk assessment about hazard. So
Sa
you can put here chapter 2 about what is chemical hazard, how you're going to define chemical hazard. And so on na din na, no? Chemical hazards in relation to construction, no? Kailangan man tag idea what is chemical hazard. Do not go other direction kay kung chemical hazard in the context of processing, different siya. But it should be chemical hazard in the context of construction. Next,
bali sir,
kung katong
bali sir from
thank you.
Bali sir,
Yeah.
from broad na definition ng chemical hazards tapos ipa-narrow
Yes.
down na ako sa construction.
Yes, exactly. Then atag kag example sa mga cases about chemical hazard, and then come up din ka sa Philippine nga setting. So gikan international padulong din ka sa local, even local, no? And then after that one, part of your literature maybe next week, no? I will be discussing on the RA 11058 because we need to add, no, on the emphasis of your on the basis of on the legal basis of your republic no on your safety concern or address na to siya. So meaning to say, from for example chemical hazards i-define pa dulong sa narrow down unsa din to nga context sa Republic Act 11058 at ito siyang i-insert part of the literature review. Nasabtan?
Yes sir, thank you sir.
Okay. Any other questions? I will provide the link kato akong gi-show karon para mabalik-balik ninyo to o kuan ka ng maminaw mo, and then if na may questions you can also ask, no, para pod inanion. Okay, so next week mag-discuss ko og RA 11058, and then after that one I will be checking your progress lang, those who are done with your chapter 1, no, kanang naay nahimo nga chapter 1 progress lang kung unsa pa i-improve. Libre siya nga time, no, siguro mag-time lang ta og maybe 1.5 hour as the maximum time para pod naatay 1.5 hours nga remaining para ma-improve na pod ninyo other topics. So for instance karon start tag 6 mao man kung discuss sa 11058 by 6:30, so another 1 hour for progress, no, yeah, depende kung kinsa to magpa-check, then we will maximize it. Kung di mo magpa-check, it's fine, it's okay. Then you're going to submit your chapter 1 after 2 weeks. So most likely karon kay April 15 man karon, you're going to submit your chapter 1 by April 29, and then the next chapter April 22, you will be submitting that one by May 14. And then kay ang final exam is on May 18 to May 23. So dali ra kaayo na lang tay 1 month to prepare for that. So di man sad siya easy sa inyo. Although I'm sure, no, starting from the month of February or January, I think we've discussed about the problem of safety. And then as this program is about to end, or this subject, no, is about to end, the only purpose we have now is that we need to address problems in the safety relating to construction through research in sa na in a level nga daghan siyang facts no nga mo support so that it will be useful sa inyo ang end kay safety is basic. Even sa inyo nga site basic na ta. Balik sumo. What is new in the discussion? So in my end, I incorporate those research so that aside from addressing the research on safety, you will be learning how you're going to do research. It is a skill magod how you're going to do it in the other perspective. So since you are structural, as I mentioned sa ako ang video nga gi-record, how you're going to do research kung structural ako ang topic. Seismic analysis on for that's a question that is very hard to address. So you are going to have an outline. And then through outline, mubalik kasi mo ang first nga gitrabaho. Unsay problem? How to address this one? Unsay mga literature? Unsay mga literature? And so on and so forth. So kung inyo nang nakita ang perspective of doing it, then it is a skill. And then any problem nga mo abot it, sige. So if you do not have if you are okay now sa discussion list na ay written instruction kay sige okay ra. I will provide the written instructions for that. Okay, if no more questions, if there are no questions, yes sir, Vincent, go ahead, sir.
Good evening, sir. My concern, sir, is usual instruction, di ba? Since ako sir kay instructor man gud ko, sir, kung if it is okay, sir, na ipadayon kung topic bitaw nako, sir, same sa term paper bitaw about sa psychosocial and distress. Kung okay ra man to ipadayon,
Yeah, health is okay ra gid ang health.
sir. Mo-change ko, sir. Start ko.
Yeah, it's okay,
Sinabaster na.
okay. Way problema to. Kato lang kuan namo ban nga for example katong chemical lagi sir. Big mo gud siya nga aspeto. So we're not talking only about safety. We're also talking about health. Okay, mugali osh kay okay pina safety and health. So not only safety but of course the health of certain person. So it's okay, it's fine. No, we are civil engineers, we are instructors. It's okay. It's okay yun. So, ang yung balance ana dayon is ang literature. So, kung ano man gid atong problem. So, you have to have at least 30 literatures. Clarify sa yung mga questions. Sige, sir. Any other questions? Okay na to? Nakuha naman na yung video. Sige. More on, saan siya? Assistant sir. More on assessment type. What do you mean by that, engineer na makatkat? More on assessment type ni sir. Di kaya ako ma-grasp ang question. Proceed ta kay Micah. Clarify lang ko, sir. Mag-send naman ka, sir, content sa... Yes! Matag ko content sa chapter 1. Wala siya sa ako ang previous nga PDF. Wala ra. Sige. Ako i-forward later pag uman sa klase. Any other concerns, everyone? So next week, next week, mag-check lang ako sa progress. You do not need to submit that, no? In your progress. Ako is at least, makita na ko kung unsay na ipadulungan si mo ang output. So we have 1 hour and 30 minutes left, no, for you to do the necessary things in your chapter 1 and chapter 2. So what you're going to do karon sa muna is to i-gather ninyo ang literature, i-complete sa to ninyo ang literature, and then aron pag abot sa kuan is mabalay na dahil ninyo. So create siguro background as part of the introduction, no? Background of the study. Saan pag-start? Start siya og introduction of the problem until mahuman dahil. Okay? Sige. I think wala na questions. Can you open your camera for those nga okay ra for our for the purposes nga natin checking of attendance. Sige. Okay. Alright, sige. Ready, set, and 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Just save na ni. Kaya pa ba pag-eskwela? Engineer Datoy? Tira?
Yes,
Tawa mo kay Engineer Datoy. Napabay chance. Pwede pa mag-rest, ana. Kaya kung papasaron sa sa mukha, oy. But anyway, again sa tanan nga naluya, normal ra na. Normal ra na. I-enjoy ra na ninyo. Kay magpalabi og seryoso diya. Normal na siya sa eskwela, and then later on ma-realize ninyo, hala, thesis na ko. O manay na day ko. Ana ra na siya. Kaya ginato nga mas ipadagat ra ni sir. Yes. Masakit pa og dili salo na kung ma-fault ta sa walay klaro kaysa maghimo sa chapter 1. Di ba, Sir Vincent? Sir Jesse? Padayon lang ta na full na ko, Sir Kasoy. Mo na. Mas lisod. Maybe magbuhatag chapter 1. Naapanay mo graduate pa to. O ay magbilar ang mga maling tao. Ayun na. Bilar mo sa inyong chapter 1 ug chapter 2. And then some other subjects, di ba? Mahuman na ta na dayon. Okay, sige. I think kidding aside now, thank you everyone for your time, and take your time. I will send to you my the link of our discussion. Bye-bye everyone. Good night.
bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.